Here is the 2012 Sylvan boat project. I got this boat from actually Woodburn, Indiana last year. Based on the license, it has not been on the water since 2007. It's been gutted out. A lot of this was already removed, but I ended up removing the whole center channel and getting the foam out of that. It's got a nice rim. This is actually a ski boat that I'm converting to a fishing boat. And here's the inside of it. It's all gutted out. It's basically the skeleton. And there's the transom. I removed that this weekend. Those of you who buy used boats, you better expect to replace the transom if they've been sitting outside for a while, because this is the backbone of the boat and it is rotted solid. Had I put a bigger motor on here, or even my 25 horse, that might have really caused me some trouble. So I'm rebuilding that too. There's a brace in the center here. I'm going to actually make this into a tiller. I'm not sure. I've got to somehow rig up a seat. And this whole big giant pan, I can't really see it down there, the backwash pan, that's huge. I'm going to re-rig that somehow. But in any case, that's it for now. I'm going to put it back outside and research a little bit on how I'm going to rig that up in the back to make sure I can reach it with the tiller okay and have a brace in the back. And I'll sign off for now. Okay, back again. Here's a shot of the backsplash and the brackets that go across the back. It looks like it's about 18 inches from the back. I gotta kind of figure out a way to rig that up. I want to make it a lot shorter and then put a seat back there so I can reach the tiller. But anyways, I get caught up here a little bit. I did finish the transom. I'll kind of dedicate this little clip mostly to this. Right now, I put 2 coats of epoxy on. I did end up using marine plywood instead of the acro ply, or actually I tried with the acro ply and I had a little trouble with it. I actually had it bow on me even with my clamps. I'm not sure if you can see, but this was a cut side. But the Gorilla Glue I used, and I think it's the plywood too, just wouldn't hold up to the expansion, especially of the Gorilla Glue. I like to coat the whole inner inside seam with panel with glue. So I finished this out. The holes are drilled. It has 2 coats of epoxy on it. I really like this glue here, this Tight Bond. It's got about a 30-minute working time versus the Gorilla Glue, which only has about a 15-minute working time, and it has nowhere near the expansion rate. So it gives you plenty of time to get it on, flatten it all out, and then get your clamps ready and get everything set up. The Gorilla Glue was already starting to really expand by the time I was getting some of my clamps on. The other here is this epoxy is what I used. Really kind of neat stuff. It's from US Composites. I used the medium hardener and the 635 thin. It really did soak into the wood, the first coat. I actually used a brush and then a squeegee to squeegee it off. There's some other videos there, and it works really nice. It soaks right into the wood, the first coat, and then the second coat, you start to get a glaze on it. I've got 2 coats on the outside and on each side, and then as I was flipping it each time I put an extra coat on it, so it's actually got 4 coats on the edge. So I think I'm good. I might put 1 more coat on there, but again, I'm not real happy with this acro ply. I know a lot of guys on iBoats really like this. Here is a piece of marine plywood next to an acro ply, and you can tell it is a younger wood. You can just tell by the grain it's a younger wood. Marine plywood is actually a full 3/4 of an inch thick, and it's got the same amount of seams, but it is a full 3/4 versus this one being the acro ply being a 30-second less. The other is as you push it, I don't know if you can really see here, you really can't get much push, but it does give a lot more on the acro ply. So it's just not as strong. So I know there's a lot of discussion about that on the thread, but definitely would go marine plywood myself. It's heavier. You know, obviously a lot more expensive, but I suppose it's a personal choice when it really comes down to it. So next on the project, I need to build a dolly for my boat because I plan on flipping it. I have gotten some ideas. I do like the guy, I can't remember the thread, where he actually used, he kept his boat, stripped it down to the bare aluminum, and then only painted the sides and used shark bait on the side. That's what my plan is. I gotta have something to dolly my boat around though while I'm working on it. It's in the middle of winter here and I gotta be able to pull it inside and out. Anyways, that's it. I'll sign off and give you an update later. Okay, back to the boat dolly. So here's what I did. I created some sort of, I've seen these in attics, hip joist type thing, and just put some casters on the bottom. I thought I'd show you a quick shot of this before I got it all together. Casters I got are 4-inch. They're rated for 250. Here's my model, $14 Menards one. I don't get it. It says this thing's rated for 600. And that little tiny thing, so I guess I gotta obviously make a bigger one. The reason I did it like this is so I can put the two cross stringers on as long as I want, and then easily take them off without disassembling this whole piece. These two main caster pieces, so I can make them 8 foot long, which is what I'm going to do, and then I could shorten them up, even make them a couple of feet wide if I wanted to flip the boat back over on its bow. This obviously is going to be an upside down application. I do have some carpeting I'm going to put on top of it, so I can, when I'm done, I can disassemble this and get the, use it again if need be. So that's it. Okay, so I also did want to show you, I am using like 2 3/4 inch lag bolts here. I'm going all the way through. There's no way these will pull out. And I can show off my one of my favorite tools here, if I can do it left-handed, and just drive this sucker down. Really nice tool, Makita. It's a little lightweight, but it put this whole thing together. I wouldn't want to do a whole deck with it, but jobs like this and driving these 2 3/4 inch construction screws is not a problem at all. Just need to make sure that you do have, I've got the saw too, which I really like, the 6.5 inch saw, I think that is, or 6 1/4, and I just got my chargers all lined up. I have had to charge them a few times, but these things charge so quick, within 15 minutes you're good to go. Alright, that's it.